According to the Federal Reserve, Americans only made cash payments 16% of the time in 2023. A 2022 survey found that 20% of consumers never even used cash. And now here in 2025, President Trump is ordering the Treasury to stop minting pennies due to production costs. Here to discuss the end of pennies and its impact is Bill Maurer, Dean of the School of Social Sciences at UC Irvine. Good morning to you, Bill.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So this just sounds interesting. I remember being a kid, you see a penny on the ground, you're excited, you got some money, you thought you were rich, and now this is happening. So let's start with this. First off, your reaction to this announcement, and if there's anything more other than production costs behind it.
Yeah, my reaction in general is that this is a kind of proceed with caution matter, because you just said that about 20% of Americans never pay with cash, but then there's about 18% of Americans who always pay with cash. And if this is the beginning of a step toward eliminating other coins or banknotes, that's really going to put a squeeze on people who live in a cash economy, because we do have this large share of and underbanked people in this country who don't have a debit card, don't have a credit card, can't pay with their phone, and this is going to hit them.
It's an interesting point. There are folks who that is just how they simply pay for things, even though others may completely not even think about coins or cash. And we talked about the survey saying less and less people using pennies and coins. Do we expect those numbers to keep rising where people become just completely cashless?
We haven't really seen much movement in the numbers of the and underbanked, unfortunately, in this country. And, there's another factor here as well that's important to think about, which is that our digital and mobile means of payment only work when the lights are on, so to speak. They only work when we've got the grid up and when we have network connectivity. But we've seen again and again recently, in the wake of natural disasters, floods, fires, hurricanes, and so on, that infrastructure goes down and people turn to cash. So even for those people who aren't used to paying in cash, they may be caught in a situation where they're going to have to rely on it in the future.
I'm originally from the Midwest, and we had that, if you recall, that blackout in 2003. And it's something I always think about, if that were to happen for a sustained length of time. So let me ask you this, Bill. Is there any precedent to the president's move, and are coins still frequently used in other countries? I feel like when I travel abroad, I get a lot of coins from other places.
Yeah. Many countries are in the same situation that we're in, getting more and more cashless. Some are like really far down the line in terms of being cashless, Sweden, Denmark in particular. But those two countries actually just in the past few weeks issued guidance to their population saying it's important to have cash on hand in case of emergency. So they're kind of promoting cash. And as for abolishing small denomination coins, Australia did this, Canada did this. And what was interesting, and this will be probably interesting to your viewers, is what happened is merchants tended to round up prices. They didn't round down. So if, the bill ended up being, $39.52, they would charge you $39.55 if you were paying in cash. Now, if you were paying with a credit card, they just charge you what the total was. So again, this is just a funny thing to watch. It's going to hit the poor. It's going to hit people without debit and credit cards. And again, we're going to have to keep an eye on merchants rounding prices up. That's something to watch out for.
Are we headed to a place, Bill, where we could see more coins or even cash bills become obsolete in the future as more and more Americans turn away from using them? It doesn't seem like too long ago we got the new blue $100 bills. Are they going to become obsolete at some point?
Yeah, again, that does seem where things are trending. But again, that's an important public policy concern, because the more we go cashless, the more we're excluding the and underbanked from the economy, the more we put ourselves at risk if there's an infrastructure failure due to a climate-related disaster or something. And also the more we kind of take away from ourselves the opportunity to learn about our country's history, since coins and banknotes are really an important way that we teach our children about that, as well as an important way that we teach our kids math, right? So many of our lessons in elementary school still revolve around counting out coins and banknotes. So we might see that trend toward a more cashless society, but I think that raises some concerns, and we need to pay attention to them.
All right, so this is the hard-hitting journalistic question I have to ask you here. What do I tell my daughters with all the coins in their piggy bank that they're accumulating right now? Anytime they see extra change around in my car or in the sofa, they throw it in there. What should we do with those?
Well, at some point, those things are going to become collectible, so their value is going to go up. Might as well hold on to them. I'd say hold on to them. Still good to have that penny jar.
All right. Bill Maurer, Dean of Social Sciences at UC Irvine. Thank you for joining us, and I'll make sure I'll maybe start spending these coins that I have.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.